Hey, what's up, guys? So before I get started into this video talking about the skills that can pay the bills, I want to just invite you to come to funnelhackerpro.com. So that's FHP.io. And here I do a lot more marketing videos, training videos, mindset videos, just an overall just coolness, right? So just come on over to FHP.io. So now let's get down to business. The skills that can pay the bills, right? Everybody always asks, like, this is like on your journey to get online. The one thing that I noticed that you have to have is a skill. And I kind of want to tell you a story before I get into the board really quickly. Is I've been training myself for this gig for, I don't know, 20 years. And how I can explain that, it's like, if you notice, I'm getting kind of like, I have to think about this because I don't want to put it in a way that I'm like kissing my own ass or some shit like that. But I just want to tell you that I had to force myself to learn how to do everything because I don't have enough money, or I didn't have enough money at the time to pay people to do things for me. So I had to learn how to edit video. And then I noticed that in video editing, people had motion graphics and things flying around the screen. And I wanted to do that too. But I couldn't pay anybody to do it. So I learned how to do it. I learned how to use After Effects myself. So if you see, even down here in the bottom right now, I have After Effects, what I use to edit these videos and put my face on screen and stuff like that, right? I learned how to use After Effects. And once I acquired those skills and how I did that, okay, so it goes back 18 years. When I was 18 years old, I learned how to edit video because I had a little TV show that I had on cable TV, and I had to learn to edit. But that was on a linear system. These new non-linear systems like, you know, Premiere Pro and Final Cut was all brand new to me. So I had to put myself through months of training myself. And then I started working online on Fiverr. And I made a ton of money on Fiverr and gave myself a fuck you fund, and the story just ends from there. But it all started with having a skill. I had to teach myself Photoshop, teach myself Adobe Illustrator. I taught myself After Effects. I taught myself Premiere Pro. I taught myself how to broadcast. I bought myself all of this equipment. The camera that you see me on right now, this camera, I purchased this camera for this before I even knew I was going to use it. I knew that I was going to build a studio, and I knew that I was going to build this online presence. And so I needed skills because I couldn't hire anybody to do this for me. But that doesn't have to be you. The skill that's going to pay you the most money is a skill that you want to do. I love doing this, and this is what I'll do until I die. I love broadcasting. I love teaching people, and that's what I'm going to do, right? I love editing videos, and I love shooting movies and doing these type of things. I taught myself all of this stuff so I could be here today. I learned all of those skills over the years so I could get right to this moment. The skill that you're going to do that's going to make you the most money is, number one, is the skill that you love doing. It's the one that you already know how to do, right? So it's a marketable skill, right? So it could be auto detailing. It could be mowing lawns. It could be painting, right? It could be anything, you know, whatever it is. If you're a doctor, lawyer, or an Indian chief, those are all marketable skills. If you're not making enough money, it's because you're not marketing your skills, right? So ultimately, the skill that's going to pay you the most money, if you don't have a skill, then that's one thing. But if you already have something that you're passionate about doing, like playing the guitar, playing an instrument, shit that you don't think that is worth doing is definitely a marketable skill. And what I want you to do is look up something that you know how to do and just go look it up on Amazon and see if there's a book about it. See it and look it up on Udemy and see if there's a class about it. If you can see a class and a book about it and people are paying for those classes and books and you see reviews, that means you have a marketable skill. So using that you already have is the best way to get started. If you don't have a skill, I can tell you now that copywriting, right? I don't want to just keep talking about like around in circles about it, right? Salesmanship in the written word, copywriting is probably one of the best skills that will pay the bills today. And the best way to do that is to go out and start writing copy. And I mean good copy. So that means going to Swipes. I think it's swipes.io and a few other couple of sites that have swipe files of some of the greatest copywriters of all time. And reading the book called Breakthrough Advertising. Right now, I believe it's Brian Kurtz. Eugene Schwartz wrote the book in the 1960s, and it went out of print. And Brian Kurtz had the book put back in print, and it's available now for like $200. I bought the book and I hardly had any money. I spent it without even a thought. Brian Kurtz was putting out feelers to say, hey, who want to sign up for the waiting list? I'll send you the book. I signed up for the waiting list, and as soon as he came out with hit me with the email that said I had it, I hit him, and I had to pay like $20-30 for shipping because I'm in Europe. I didn't care. It is the ultimate copywriting guide, and I can tell you that like people want to follow Gary Halbert, but Gary Halbert was a copywriter for direct mail. And it's not the same as what's going on now. He really talked a lot about mailing stuff to people's houses, and it's not the same. The copywriter, I'll be honest, that doesn't get a lot of play is Clayton Makepeace. That dude is awesome. So I'm going to just recommend that if you don't know anything about copywriting and you want to get a skill, copywriting is one to have. If you enjoy writing things, and you do need to enjoy understanding people at that point, because copywriting is not about writing, it's about people ultimately, right? When you then get your skill, then you can go to the next level on how to start making money online. Copywriting, you can write for anybody. So when you want to talk about starting an agency and having a marketable skill, for me, I like copywriting for myself, but I didn't necessarily want to do it for other people. So I learned copywriting, reading the greats, read Breakthrough Advertising, and I hand wrote great copywriting from the greats for 90 days. I just hand wrote copy and really got in the heads of the great copywriters, and then I got it and I was cool. The next thing that I would suggest you do is try to figure out how you can change a company's bottom line. Now, everybody's going around talking about social media marketing agency, and I never liked that from the start because social media marketing is so far away from the actual direct sale and making money from direct sales. So what I want you to do is get closer to the money. How can you change someone's bottom line and your fee will be built in on their return on investment? When someone pays me $25,000 to do their marketing for them, my fee is built in. I can change, especially if they already have traffic, if they already have things in place, they already have a huge email list. I'm going to make that $25,000, and I have before they even pay me the money. I say, listen, I'll tell you what we're going to do. A lot of times you'll see I'll do lifetime deals for people, right? That money is my built-in fee. I say, hey, man, I'll make you $20,000 just doing a lifetime deal, and that's my fee up front, and then we can go on and move on for other marketing from later on. And a lot of times that's how it works. My fee is built in to their return on investment. Can you make a change like that? Can you make a change in someone's business where when you walk in the door, you're going to make some money today? Because that's what business owners want, right? And if you're asking me now, Sonny, can copywriting do that? Absolutely. Especially if they already have a list, if they have a website, if they have products that have a copy on them or whatever. Changing copy can change sales overnight. But for me, I don't do that. What I do is I'll go and find the money because I'm a funnel engineer. I can find a behavioral response in an engineer. I want to see how the people are going to act, how they're reacting to your product, and then I'm going to find out what it is that they really want, and then I'm going to build that funnel out for you, and I'm going to show you how to triple your income the moment I walk in the door. So that means the bigger company that you can service, the bigger ROI you'll have for them, the more you can charge. So if I were you, if I were in your position, I would learn how to copyright first, learn how to build funnels for yourself first, sell your own products first, and then it'll automatically happen where people will start emailing you and people will start talking to you about purchasing your services, doing coaching and things like that. And then you'll automatically kind of break off into copywriting or funneling or whatever. You'll kind of figure things out. So if you don't have a skill, I highly recommend you go buy Breakthrough Advertising. It's a $200 investment that you will get back almost immediately. Then I also recommend that you just go handwrite copy for 90 days from the greatest of copywriters. Gary Halbert is fine. Clayton Makepeace. Find anything that they've written. David Deutsch is cool. Obviously, what is it? John Carlton, one of the most copied copywriters in the history of time. Anything that he writes is really cool. And there's a few other ones out there. Eugene Schwartz that is out there. Obviously, what is his name? Bob. I can't think of his name. Bob, whatever his name. I can't think of his name right now. But then you have the guy that did the Blue Blockers glasses, Joe Sugarman. Joe Sugarman is really good as well, right? So find those great copywriters and handwrite their stuff. I remember handwriting that copy out and saying to myself, wow, I see what they're doing now. And you can see how they just transition into the sales and really just make it really effortless on trying to get you to, and you can see the different parts of a handwritten piece of copywriting. So buy Breakthrough Advertising and then handwrite that copy, and that will get you started into writing copy, and then just start writing copy for yourself. And it's going to be awesome, right? And then by writing copy, you'll start understanding funnels. And when you start understanding funnels, you'll start seeing where you can make changes for companies. Social media marketing is cool, but what I'm telling you about right now is where you can make big changes for the bottom line of a company as soon as you get in there. And your fee is built in to their return on investment, right? So as soon as you come in the door and you're charging $25,000, I'm talking about big money, man. I'm not talking about $1,000 to $10,000 a month. I'm talking about you walking in and saying, I want 25 grand. I can make your money today. They're going to pay. They're going to be happy to give you that $25,000. They're going to write you a check. They're going to cut you a check. You're going to cash it. And you don't have to go back every month because you're going to have other people asking you to come do the same services. Right? And where your job is to, hey, I want to make this $25,000 a month. I need to make one of these a month. And that's not hard to do once you understand your skills and once you have a very good understanding of copywriting and you understand people and you understand your prospects. I guarantee you, I promise you, this is my girl always says, I promise you, right? I'm supposed to say that a lot, right? I promise you. So I promise you that you're going to see changes if you just go do the work every day. First, learn it and then go tell it. Learn it and then go tell it. And I promise you that if you do the work every day, at least 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day, you work on your business, you're going to see some tremendous changes.
Coffee break.